Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Meta Character Creator, a runtime character creator using the MetaHumans as a base. There's tons of options and features here, so we're going to jump right on in. First off, we're going to see that we have presets up here in the corner. We can easily click right between them and flop back and forth. I can zoom in on the face here, or zoom back into the face here. As you see, runtime character creating, easy switch, no hitching, no stopping. We can also save and load different runs over here. They're going to all basically be the same as the presets over here because I was working on that at the time. But you can see the player can save any one they want just by typing in here, then hitting save. All right. Then we have race and sex. We're going to turn to a female. As you see, when we change the female settings, it keeps your current settings. Beard and all. Okay, so let's go back to just get a decent preset here. My favorite one. We're going to go over hair. We have all the hair options that Unreal has. As you see here, we can easily click right through it. No problems whatsoever. And then we can also change the hair colors. I'm going to give myself a slightly purple, and we're going to give maybe yellow right there. We see we have highlights, and then we have umber, which is down here at the bottom. And we have all these different settings here that'll allow them to change the hair colors and settings. And then we have, obviously, we have eyebrows, and you can easily copy your primary hair color or have your eyebrows look different with the same settings all down there. The eyebrows, just a switch as easy as them. Eyelashes, switch just like that. And then we have beards and mustaches. I'm not going to go through all of them or subject this poor lady to having them all put on her face either. All right, then we have skin, so we can change our skin color. Whoop. Or we can change our skin darkness. All right, just like that. We can also change our skin spectacular, our smooth or roughness. So now she's basically like she's wet or slicked in baby oil, and our normal here. So we can see the detailed textures, or if we're going to go more of a stylized version, we can turn all the normal off and just kind of switch things around like that. Then we have tons of different possible face textures types. We have, I think, well, let's see, 20 different possible face textures, and we're not really getting a good representation here because the spectacular is all the way up and the roughness is down. So also, every slider has a default setting that you can easily click back here so you don't have to worry about losing possibilities, okay? So we got all these different textures, and then we also have body textures here. I'm not going to go over each one, obviously, but they take a few seconds to load in. Got there. These are the different body textures that come with with the Meta Creator. So that's the options you have from the Meta characters. So there's one loaded in here. Those take just a few more seconds to load in, but then the game does not lag while it's loading in, which is really good. And then we have all these little decorations here. I'm not going to go into each one of these, but you can see here they have different decorations on her face and body, and that's what all these little tattoo things are. You can easily add a lot more tattoos for your game if you want. All right, then we have our face settings. So obviously a first base mesh settings. So we have a good selection of possible different ethnics and characters right there for our female body. And then we also have for male ones. So if I change here to male, we have different face here. We have a decent alignment of different possible faces too. They all look pretty bad right now because I have different settings set for the female face. So the female face is a bit distorted to the male face. So then we go back to female, and then we just go down to the different settings here. Each one of these things, you're going to be quite familiar with these things. They each have different features that they do and do not do, It's typical character creator systems that you can definitely take and modify to make your own character. You can even make it hideous if you like I know that most most players absolutely do. And so I have the sliders set to extremes. You can easily go in and refine the sliders if you wish, so that the player can't make such a hideous or obscene character. But, it's up to you how you want. Obviously, we have all these different features here. I'm not going to go over one and just kind of give a brief overview of what they do. You see here, fully customizable faces, fully customized cheeks and different things. If you want to pause the video and look over each slider and try to figure out what they do, that's fine. I will have a demo available for you to try them out yourself. So we're going to give her a nice big smile, which is my favorite thing to do. Give her a toad face fist. You know, we have different settings here. And chin. So chin width. Oh, I had already settings. I had specifically settings for each that one. And we got, where's my, that's jaw, chin. Yeah, where's my whole jaw? Jaw width. That's what it was working. Yep. We got jaw thickness, jaw jut. You know, you can even make, you could easily make, what is it called? Mega Chad, yes. Giga Chad, that's it. You easily make Giga Chad if you so desire. All right. So, sort of back to, oh man, I've really messed her up. You can easily go back over here and go back to her default settings there. All right. So then we have, so that's our face. We have our eyes. This is all the settings that MetaHuman has for eye settings. As you see over here, for each eye is setting, flipping. So you can easily have different settings for each eye, but if you want to have them the same color, so let's say I get this one purple, I can easily make the other one purple, vice versa. So, or I can just set them back to default. Kind of click in the middle. There we go. And then we have some decent, nice things down here. We can make our corona bigger. We can make our pupil dilation non-existent or huge. We can make them bright, the corona brighter or darker. So we'll set those back to default here. Oh, well, 400 was I had that set up. Well, actually, do just click this. That's really like. There we go. Or maybe, there we go. We got shining eyes. So, and then we got body. This is where we can pretty much make the character look in any way, shape, or form that we wish. We can shrink them down, make them bigger, add size. Like I said, I have these settings all set to extremes. You can do anything you want with the character. Shoulder length. I have quite a few different presets. I have a couple different presets showcasing. I at one time made a gnome that looked quite convincing, like a short person here. We also have boob jiggle here. We can turn the boob way jiggle up, and it makes it a little bit too jiggly. Well, I think the default of 25 is pretty much best boob jiggle. We have boob size, so players can make their boobs humongous. Boob length. We have boobs in and out. What's left, like this. So the player can really make the character they want. Any shape, way, or form. We also got rib cage. We've got tons of different settings to make your character any way you really want. And we also have butt jiggle here. So you see here, the butt jiggles. The default butt jiggle of 10 is best. And with butt size, butt height, pelvic size. So a little bit more curvy if you so desire. We're starting to get a slightly cartoonish character now. Pelvis height. This is usually the pelvis height is done automatically. Will be automatically kind of dealt with automatically. See here as I move the leg lengths here down here at the bottom, upper legs length. Here we go. See the pelvis size will automatically adjust to the feet on the floor. But if the character wants to make the character float, that's up to them. Or you can easily hide that slider so the player can adjust that if you desire. I just chose to let the player deal that. Okay, we have also everything. You see there, it is affecting the pelvis height there. So we have all the things that a character could ever wish and desire to mess with their character. You're back to default here. Posture is edits how you kind of stand. So the default posture, right here, default, kind of looks like this. Let me change back to down here. We're losing daylight. Okay, see, default posture looks kind of like that, and it's not very pretty. And then we have there, and this posture here. So we can see you can change a different posture all the way you stand. And then the really good one part is we have accessories. Now I'm going to show you exactly how accessories work because it's kind of a new feature that I've never really seen in any game except for one Tails game. So we're going to remove all accessories and we're going to add one. Let's say we want the tail back because that's going to be the easiest. We're going to take the tail and we're going to select probably the pelvis. So we're going to find the pelvis right here, add accessory, pops in existence, then we bring it down here, and we're going to rotate it to where we get to right position, I think. About 90 degrees. I'm not going to get this exactly right. I'm just showcasing how it kind of works. I'm going to move it up and down, in and out, however you so desire. Yes, and that is the accessory. We can also change the size. I have that set to extremes. You may wish to adjust that as you please. And we can even change the size, unlink the size, so we can change it a little bit differently as you so desire. We can really get creative with the different accessories here. So if we go Leaf Demon here, we can see that Leaf Demon has horns on her head, horns on her back of arms, and a horn tail. And she also has a couple different, she has like unicorn horns for eyes. So they're matched to that. So if we go over here and we hit Thankful, we'll see that they are actually attached to the eyes. So you can attach them to different joints very easily. And not only that, let's see if I have Bunny Gal. Here, this is a skeletal mesh right here. And right now it's being dynamically affected by gravity and some spring arms. So you can easily add the skeletal mesh, and she's also got particle effects in her hands right here. So you can have particle effects and accessories. It's real easy just to add them in the blueprint. You can pretty much add any accessory you want, and then you add it to the database, and it'll appear here. Really easy to do. So you see here, this caddy version has a pair of sunglasses on, and that only took a couple minutes to put that into place. So that's accessories, and that's pretty much the character creation. Now we got to go over here. Now, for YouTube reasons, I'm going to switch to male when I click clothes here. Right there, we can toggle our clothes on and off, as you see. I'm going to go back to female. Obviously, we can zoom on face, body, and feet. When we have our different animations, I've showed you like terrified, and it also affects the face there. She's got kind of like a face animations. See, you got thankful. We've got this one here, preset. We're gonna do Cameron do a hip hop. Yeah, there we go. This is even funny when he does a jazz. That does not work, man, I tell you. Okay, so we have all these different animations. You can easily add more animations if you wish. Then we can easily change the area we are at. Oops, here a sec. I have to put a little board so it automatically teleports them up. If it doesn't load in fast enough, that can happen because I'm recording at the same time, but I will fix that. All right, so we have this little arena here. We have the right here, this is a bathhouse, kind of like a little different areas you can have them in. We have a dojo. Come on. There, dojo loaded in. I'll have to, as it loads in, I'll have to make it so they just don't move. So usually, when I was doing it normally without recording, instant. So I'm a little bit surprised it takes a little bit to load in. Creator. So you have like a creator area. There we go. Modern bedroom. Okay. There we are. You're just recording at the same time. All right. I'll have to fix that. And then we have the white room, which is boom, just a giant white room. This is how I took my pictures. just a giant white room. And then on top of that, so we'll switch back to probably arena so we can see everything here. See, that's how fast it normally is. Might be just an editor thing. So we can then change the time of day, our day speed there. We can make the day really go fast. Whee! There goes the sun. And then we'll have a moon coming up here in the corner. We see the moon. There's the moon. Yay. Okay, then we have changed that time day. We're going to go ahead and we can easily change the time of day manually. So if the player wants to see what the character looks like at sundown and sun up, see if we find a place that's a little bit more open. There we are. Come over here and look at the sun as it goes down. There we are. Oh, that's a nice silhouette right there. Perfect kind of a picture. And that is the meta character creator. I think it has pretty much everything you could want for a runtime character creator based on MetaHumans. Obviously, everything here is on about 2K instead of 4K, and the hair right now is running on its strands, but you can easily go into the hair settings and third-person character, because you may wish to do this, and just come down here to card. Take card and just use cards. So you'll have a little bit of less lag when you're actually playing the game. Because you will notice that sometimes when you're playing the character and you zoom right up on the character, we can have slight lag as the strands load in. So if you are okay with that, that's fine. If you're not, then just hit cards, because cards will, as you can zoom out, cards are how the hair changes there, like that. That's what that is. So instead of runtime strands, you have runtime cards. Anyway, I hope you like this overview, and I hope you like the meta character creator altogether. LordMaddog, signing off.